I used to think that only big influencers made money from brand deals, until a company paid me $1,200 to talk about that product. And that one deal changed everything. I didn't have tons of followers, I was not an influencer, I was just literally filming short videos from my apartment, and somehow a brand saw enough value in that to pay me 4 figures. The question is, why? Why did they actually want to pull out that credit card for me? Why would one short video be worth $1,200 to them? Well, it came down to one thing. Performance. Brands don't care how many followers you have, they care about what your video can do for them. And if your content makes people click, sign up, or buy, you win. And once I understood that, everything changed. I stopped thinking like a creator and I started building what I now call the UGC Flywheel. The UGC Flywheel is simple. Instead of selling one video at a time, you build a content system that brands can keep spinning forever. And it's exactly how I went from $100 gigs to consistent $10,000 a month. So here is how it works. Instead of one creator post that disappears within 24 hours, you have dozens of creators posting different styles of videos, all talking about the same brand at the same time. It's different hooks, different angles, different audiences, and that wave of content puts the brand everywhere, on TikTok, Reels, Shorts, even Meta. The audience sees it over and over again from different people, and suddenly the brand feels familiar. And that is when conversion skyrockets. And the craziest part is that you don't need followers to make this work. TikTok doesn't care about fame anymore, it cares about interest. If your content hits the right audience, it can reach millions of people even from a brand new account. So that's the UGC Flywheel in a nutshell. You help brands to build momentum, not just videos. How to build the UGC Flywheel. Here is exactly how I built mine step by step. Step 1, you build a small UGC portfolio. When I started, I didn't have a camera, I didn't have a studio or even a plan. I just had my phone, a small ring light, and the urge to make something look believable. And honestly, that is all you need. You can start with just 5 or 6 short videos, and that is enough to prove your range. You can film a tutorial style clip walking through how something works step by step. Then you can record an app demo, showing the product on screen, highlighting key features, and talk through it like you explained it to a friend. Add to that a testimonial style video, even if it's just a mock example, just focus on the tone and authenticity. You can also include a problem-solving clip where you start with a relatable frustration and then you show the fix. And finally, you can mix in some lifestyle video, something clean, simple, that feels natural on the feed. You're not trying to go viral here, you're just building that portfolio and showing that you know how to capture attention and make viewers care, even if it's just for 10 seconds. And that's what brands are looking for. They don't care if it's shot on an iPhone 8 or if it's a red camera, they care if it makes sense, if it feels real, and that they can understand that you sell through your story. Think of this portfolio as your shop window. When a brand scrolls through your work, they should instantly see that you just get the game of creating content. That basically you know how to make that product look good without feeling like an ad. And if you can do that, you're already ahead of 99% of creators out there. Step 2. Find brands that are already investing in UGC. When I started pitching, I made the same mistake most creators make. I'd reached out to random brands and companies that I've never heard of UGC before, and I would spend half of my time just explaining what it was. And guess what? They never hired me. So here's the shortcut. Only reach out to brands that already believe in creator content. They have tested it, they've spent money, and they're actually looking for better creatives. And the easiest way to find them is inside of TikTok ad library. Just go there, start searching your niche, whatever you want to make content about and what you're comfortable in. If you're into tech, you can search AI tools, SaaS. If you're in beauty, you can look at skincare, serums, clean makeup, or fitness, gym, protein, wellness, etc., etc. Once you find the type of content that you want to make, then you can scroll through the ads and look for the ones that feel like UGC. Generally, they are self-shots, it looks natural with a voiceover and a caption that sounds conversational. And then if you see the Spark ad tag or you recognize a real creator's face, that's your green light, and that's how you know a brand paid them to make that video. At this point, you know 2 things. 1, that the brand already runs creator content, and 2, that they've got budget. When you spot that, take a moment to study what they're doing, and you can ask yourself, what kind of hooks are they testing? Are they using voiceovers or on-camera talking? Is the tone playful or more serious? What angles could I do better than what I'm already seeing? Once you've identified 3 or 4 brands where you can clearly help, that's who you want to reach out to. And when you contact them, you're not just a random person pitching an idea, you're actually a creator who understands their current marketing, and that changes everything. You're no longer convincing them why UGC matters, you're showing them how your version can outperform what they're already doing. And when you position it that way, you're not just another freelancer sending cold DMs, you're a potential partner stepping into an existing system that's already printing results. Step 3. Sell the flywheel, not the video. This is where most creators get it wrong. They pitch it like freelancers. You've probably heard the line 100 times, hey, do you need some UGC videos? It's harmless, but it puts you in the same category as everybody else. You sound like a contractor trying to get another gig. And when you do that, you just lose all of your leverage instantly. Brands don't want to buy another video. They already have folders full of videos. What they actually want is something that works consistently. And that is where the UGC Flywheel comes in. Instead of offering one video, you're offering a system, a repeatable process that helps brands to generate content, test angles, and scale what already works more. So here is an example of how I reach out when I approach brands. I would say something along the lines of, hey, I noticed that you're already running creator style ads. I help brands to build what I call the UGC Flywheel. It's a set of creator videos, and we test different hooks, different tones, different story angles to find what performs best, then scale those winners with paid ads. And here are a few examples. Do you want me to send over some concepts? Now, I know that looks tremendously simple, but it works because it positions you differently to most of your competitors. When a brand reads that message, 3 things come to mind immediately. 1, that you've done your research because you are referencing their ads. 2, that you understand performance, so you talk their language, you talk about testing and scaling and making them money. And 3, you're confident enough to lead with results, not requests. And that last thing right there matters more than you think, because when you talk like a professional, you use their language, you automatically stand out. And if you're new and you don't have examples yet, that's fine. You can just reference mock examples from your portfolio in step 1. And just say something like, I've been creating data-driven UGC tools for apps similar to yours. Here are a few examples of concepts that tend to perform well. It's all about how you frame yourself. You're showing the brand that you can create content that isn't random, but intentional. And once you understand that, everything changes. You stop trying to win small-off projects and start building relationships that can turn into $5,000, $10,000, even $20,000 partnerships. Because brands finally see you part of their marketing team, not just a one-off cost in their balance sheet. Step 4. You want to deliver like an agency. When a brand says yes, that's where most creators relax. But actually, this is why your reputation is built. Because if you can deliver well, you'll never struggle to work again. Here is what I mean. Most creators just send the file and call it a day. But when you run things like a pro, when you make the experience smooth, predictable, and low stress, you instantly stand out. Before you ever hit record, make sure to align with the brand on a clear and simple workflow. Generally, it's something like concept, script, shoot, distribution, revise. From there, you can ask for examples of what they like, what has worked for them before, and what are the goals that they actually want to hit with that video. Is it signups? Is it sales? Is it just awareness? These are details that can completely change how you film. Once you have the concept locked in, just send a short outline with bullet points or maybe a 20-second Loom video walking them through how you're seeing the video, and that just shows initiatives to the brand and shows that you are actually involved, right? Then when you shoot, make sure that you deliver clean files, that they are properly labeled with alternative versions, some with captions, some without captions, maybe frame it square, vertical, etc. You can also add timestamps if there are multiple cuts. It's all small details, but it makes a real difference in making you look professional. Now, here is where it gets interesting. When your content performs, the brand will usually want to amplify it. That means they'll put ad spend behind your video, turning them into paid campaigns. And they're paying you to find what works. When that happens, you're no longer just a UGC creator, you become a creative partner who's driving data. And that's when you can start negotiating for things like usage rights, so that they can actually legally run your videos as ads, retainers for ongoing content every single month, or paid renewals when they want to keep using your best performing assets. Once you get here and once a brand sees your content making them money, they don't want to lose you, because now you're part of their content budget. It's like you're part of their marketing ecosystem. Step 5. Keep the flywheel spinning. Most creators stop after that. They deliver, they get paid, and they move on to the next client. But the ones who actually scale and make a lot of money are able to double down and get the brands to come back. They study what worked and they double down. They go back, they analyze every strong piece of content that you've ever made. What was the hook? What was the tone? What was the pacing of the first sentence? Did the product shoot come late or too early? And again, when a video performs, you treat it like data. You don't just post it and move on, you build around it and try to replicate that success. Re-record the same concept with new hooks, change the intro line, try a different camera angles, or use a caption instead of a voiceover. Even small tweaks, how you open, how you transition, what music you use can completely shift the results. The UGC Flywheel is all about momentum. Each piece of content feeds the next one. The more you create, the more feedback you get. And the more feedback you get, the sharper your instinct becomes. Over time, you'll start to see patterns. What type of hooks consistently drive clicks? What angles get people to watch longer? What story structures leads to conversion? And when you bring that level of insight to a brand, you become irreplaceable. I think the biggest shift for me was realizing that brands don't actually pay for videos, they pay for outcomes. Once I started thinking in terms of results, like clicks, conversions, or actual impact, it changed everything. Because then I wasn't just creating for brands, I was building with them. And I started asking different kinds of questions. Not what kind of videos you want, but actually what's the goal here? Who's the audience? What are the emotional triggers that I need to hit on? And that's again, when you stop being seen as just another creator and start being treated like someone who understands growth. If you want to go deeper into this and see exactly how I've helped creators and brands build systems that brings in millions of views and consistent incomes, I've recorded a 2-hour masterclass on how I grew 3 million followers on TikTok, and I break down the entire process, my content systems, the psychology behind the content flywheel, how to position it, how to price, how to scale it. Watch it right here, and I'll see you on the next one.